Hello everyone, this is Hannah with another web animation I'm going to show you today. Unlike the previous animation, this one had very specific guidelines. This one required a text animation, image animation, and video animation. A video animation is very similar to an image animation. It's basically any animation you can apply to an image, you can also apply to a video, which I'll be showing you later on. One of the important things to note about this animation is that it's basically just an introduction to a second page. This page I have up here, the home HTML. So I wanted it to redirect after 30 seconds. To do that, I needed to add this line to my code. After the 30 seconds, it then redirects to the home HTML. You could add any HTML or website you wanted in there, but for the purpose of this animation I decided to just create a second page. Okay, so my text animation is this here. As you can see, I have it in a div class named animated, and the words Kingdom Hearts are going to have this animation set on them, which I'll be showing you when we go into the CSS. I've also created a button which allows whoever is looking at the HTML to skip to the home page indefinitely, so they don't have to wait the 30 seconds for the redirect. This is where the actual image animation is, in the div class photo gallery. I have 5 images. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're all in the same animation class named card, so the same animation is going to happen to all of them. And once again, I'll go into that when we get into the CSS. And then a little bit further down, and we have the video animation. I ebbed in a video from YouTube, and then I put it in a div class, which is where the animation is going to take place. And now onto the CSS. This part, the body, isn't really that big of a deal. It's basically just setting the background image, making sure the background image doesn't repeat when you scroll down, that kind of thing. Then we have the button, which is the skip to the page if the person doesn't want to view the animation. And then we have the photo gallery, which is where all my images are. The photo gallery is basically a type of menu. It's a type of menu that I've had to store images, so each image will be the same width, same height. They'll display inline block but left, which means instead of going down the page, they'll go across in a straight line. Right, with the margin and padding, so they all look the same. And then I set their perspective to infinite rotate X, so that doesn't hinder the animation. To make sure that all the images remain the same size, I have width height set to 100%. So that even if the original image is a different height or width to the border, they'll still fill in the border. And then we have the video div, which basically sets the same type of parameters for the embedded video. Now this is the text animation that, like I said, will happen to this here, the Kingdom Hearts. What will basically happen is, at the beginning of the animation, it'll be the color black, and the font size will be 48 pixels. Then, as it goes up, the pixel size of the font increases by 2, and the color also changes. those. The WebKit keyframes make sure that this happens in Chrome, and then we also have Mozilla keyframes, O keyframes, which is for Opera, and then there's ordinary keyframes that will accompany any other browser, and that's the text animation. And this animated div is the one that was around the text, which makes sure that the animation takes place. Now, I have it set to linear so that it doesn't keep repeating. And if I had it infinite, it would go from size 48 pixels to size 54 pixels, and then revert back to 48. Right. And I wanted it to stop at the very end, so that's why I set it to linear. The flip animation is what happens to the cards and the images. What happens is the original idea was for the cards to be lying more or less flat at a perspective angle, and then they would flip up, so to speak. What actually happens is a little different, but you'll see that later. I'm not entirely sure why this happens, but I'm just going with what I have. So this basically means that that the image stretches down. It becomes the full size of the card, and then at 55%, which is basically a little more than halfway through the animation time, I added the filter, which will change the image color to sepia at 50%. And most filters work in the majority of the browsers, but for Internet Explorer you need to add a different kind of filter, which is why this is here. If Internet Explorer, or put in this filter instead. And I have that in all of them. So the animation sets it that at 55% the sepia is 50%, so it starts off at 50% sepia, and then from 55% to 80%, the sepia will gradually become 100%, which means that the entire card will be a sepia color. Then at 100%, it reverts back to 0. And once again, I have this in all the available keyframes. And then once again, I have the div card, which makes sure that the animation takes place. And then finally, the video animation. With the video, I wanted something very simple. Animation demo, which I'd never bother to rename it. Basically just means that at 0%, the opacity is at 0, which means that the image is effectively, the video is effectively invisible. But then at 25%, it will remain visible from then on. And now, this is the home page where the site refreshes to, which is very simple. I just included the same video as before, but hopefully this is where, on this page, this is where this video will be. So, go to animation and preview. And there it is. Like I said, the animation reverts to the cards what they are. You can click on the video and you can play it, and after 30 seconds it'll redirect to the other page. Or you can just press the skip. And this is the home page that it reverts to. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too long. And see you guys next time.